the funny thing about me was it wasn't even about the money. It was to prove that boxers aren't just one sport guys. We're athletes that are capable of doing other things. And as you see, I also commentate now too. I've been in movies. I can do a lot of other things also. But people had to me, they started to kind of characterize boxers as people who only can fight. That's all they can do. They had us characterized as kind of like bully type people who only could fight, and that's all they could do. They couldn't sing. They couldn't do anything else. So I wanted to prove that no, we can do other things. We can be two-sport athletes too if we want to be. As a matter of fact, watch this basketball game. They come out here and stop this dude who's the number one contender at the time, and who later on went to win the WBC super middleweight title and kept it for about 3 years after that. So not only was he a great competitor, he was a guy who ended up being a world champion.
Yeah, I mean, that's the frustrating thing. I always was angered when people said, well, Roy's not fighting a high caliber of people. As you say in your song, they're nobody because I make them nobody. You were at a different level, and that's what it was.
Got nerve to say, ain't fight nobody. I just make them look like nobody. Y'all must have forgot.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Well, we're getting a chat in here from JJ. He wants to know, what other hobbies do you enjoy doing outside of the ring?
Fishing. I love fishing and hunting too, but I really love fishing.
You know, and I got to say something right away before I forget. Dimitri Salita, he wanted me to tell you hi on his behalf. Of course, he fought on your undercard when he fought Madison Square Garden against Joe Kazagi, and he also was part of your fighting company. So talk about that. You have different things like we mentioned on the side. Talk about the management aspect of boxing.
Yeah, the management aspect of it was really good. I really enjoyed working with Dimitri Salita. He's one of the nicest guys I've worked with in my life. You know, he's the one who taught me what kosher food means and stuff like that, so I never knew things like that before I met him. So it was a wonderful thing to spend time with him, to try to help him with his career, and he was a very courageous guy. A guy who had a lot of heart, and you know, you see people sometimes that they're not in this sport of boxing. You run across all types of people. Everybody's not just with the same talent or with the same gift, but they still have gifts. And he had a gift of a heart that was like a lion. You know, he would try his hardest. I mean, he wasn't the most talented guy, but he would give you everything he had. And he was very committed to his sport, and he's very committed to everything he does. And it's always inspirational to have a guy like that very near you.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's been a big pleasure to have him on our program a few times. He's a great guy, and you mentioned very, very nice. And
yes.
One of the things I wanted to ask, because you were talking about talent, you want to do different things out of the ring, in the ring. I always want to know, in the ring, in all honesty, were you ever bored? Were there times that you were like, this is a little too easy, and I'm kind of bored in here?
So when that?
Were there times that you were bored in the ring, that you kind of felt like, hey...
yeah, there were several times I was bored in the ring. That's why I never fight for the heavyweight title, because the Lord knew that I would be bored if I just kept fighting guys who really didn't anything, but the number one contenders really weren't meaning anything. So I was like, you know what, I need to do something else. These number one contenders, they ain't really turned out to be what people say they are. So let me go up there and win the heavyweight title and make this interesting, because I got too much talent to just sit here and not do nothing. So, but had it been that it wasn't boring to me, I probably never would have took that chance. I took that gamble and fought for the heavyweight title. So God always knows best, you know. Kind of like at the Olympics. Had it not been for that decision, a lot of people would have not have known me or would not have cared about who I was. They would say, oh, yeah, he's just another guy that won a gold medal. Let's see, I mean, he probably do good as a professor, because most guys that win gold medals usually do good as a professor. They would never been watching and say, oh, I want to see how he rebounds. So it's like, at the same time, you know, some things that seem so negative turn out to be very, very positive. So
absolutely.
Those times I got bored, well, it was a reason, because God had something else he wanted me to do.
Amen, brother.
Now, we know that George Foreman said on you that you, quote, hit like a heavyweight but move like a lightweight. What's been your relationship with George over the years?
George has been a very inspirational guy to me. As a matter of fact, I'm using him for inspiration right now, because he won the heavyweight title at 44 years of age. And I'm like, if he can win the heavyweight title at 44 years of age, why can't I win the cruiserweight title at 43 or 44?
Great point.
As a matter of fact, he's about to get me mad, because I'm tired of him talking about Vladimir Klitschko. I'm almost getting to where I want a piece of him, because he's starting to piss me off.
How has he been pissing you off? Tell us about that.
Well, just had the title for so long, they act like can't nobody beat him. Ain't no man on this earth indestructible or unbeatable.
That's true.
Beat him, and they keep on. I'll go prove that somebody can beat him. Matter of fact, I'll prove that a small man way smaller than him can beat him. So they better leave me alone and shut up about him and let him go on about their business, or find somebody in the herd that can beat him, because they're going to upset me if they don't.
Well, you know, we had James Quick Tillis on a few weeks ago, and he's been retired from boxing for a while, but he said that right now he could beat the Klitschko brothers. Do you think about that, going up to the heavyweights and fighting one of the Klitschkos? Would you be interested in that?
Listen, it bothers me in my sleep every night. I lose sleep over it almost every day I wake up. Yesterday was the hardest because yesterday I had a really, really tough day of training. And I fought with a heavyweight guy, and I beat him so easily. And it'd be like, the coach tell me to do things, and I'm doing things so different than what I used to do, so it got kind of frustrating. So I got kind of angry at the end of it, and guess what the first thing I said? You know what? This is what I did today. I need to go see Vladimir Klitschko right now. I would tear his tail up because I was motivated. So if they ever mess around, let me get motivated like I was when I fought John Reese, and I go fight Klitschko, I would destroy him.
I think so as well, and I would love to see it happen because boxing, so much of the popularity begins in the heavyweight division, and no one really knows who the heavyweight title holder is. I mean, that's the problem.
Yep. And really what happened to me, what showed me was in the third round of the, what's the guy name just fought? David Hay. In the third round of the David Hay fight, at the end of the third round, David Hay was almost in the same position that I was in at the end of the third round with John Reese. He just didn't capitalize. He didn't step up and capitalize on it. When I saw that, I was like, wow, he's in the same spot I'm in, but he just ain't willing to go take the gamble to capitalize on it. He would have took the gamble to capitalize on it, he could have won that fight. And that's what really showed me that it's very possible for me to beat Klitschko. Because until that point, I thought he just was too big. I was like, nah, don't waste your time. You might get hurt trying. But when I saw David Hay fight him, I saw he really couldn't hurt David Hay. And David Hay actually had him right where you would have wanted to have him after 3 rounds. I was like, you know what? That's a fight that's very winnable.
So you looked at that fight and said, I wish I was David Hay at that moment. I see things maybe David didn't see or was too scared to do, something to that effect. And you say, hey, man, I could do this.
I wish I was him. I was just like, wow, he just showed me something. I didn't think that he would get to that moment with Klitschko. But Klitschko is very beatable. Because if that was me right now, he'd be in a world of trouble.
Absolutely. And I got to tell you, I definitely believe that. Now, like I mentioned before when I introduced you, I consider you the greatest pound-for-pound boxer in history. And a good friend of mine, Andy Gershman, said, the term pound-for-pound really wasn't coined until you came around. I know they said it somewhat kind of more in boxing circles, but the average person really knew what that meant because of you, because they saw you fight and they said, hey, pound-for-pound, he's the best thing going on right now. So how does that make you feel that when the term pound-for-pound is really created because of you and your boxing style?
You know what? I love it, but people are so quick to snatch it away because they make it something more like a popularity contest now.
Right.
It's not about the popularity part of it. It's about who's pound the best. At that time, I had the best offense, best defense, best speed, best power. I had the best everything. So when you say pound for pound, I mean the best everything, pound for pound, the best well-rounded fighter in the game. That's what I was. Now they give it to guys because he's the most popular guy in the game, not because he's the best well-rounded guy in the game. You understand where I'm coming from?
Yeah. Absolutely.
I hear that.
That's what upsets me now, because they're taking me and turning it to something else. Because the media guys, the public kind of goes by what the media says. So if the media say he pound the best, they believe that, but they don't understand why. It ain't because they're going out and looking at these guys and saying that, okay, he got the best this, he got the best that. No, they're not. They say, oh, he's the most popular, he's beating the most people, so he's got to be pound the best. Not the case. Not the case at all.
Now, who do you think then is the pound-for-pound best right now? Let's ask you. I mean, you're the expert on this. Who's the best right now?
That's not a question right now. Right now, pound-for-pound, the best fighter in the world right now is Floyd Mayweather.
Floyd Mayweather. And right now they're giving it to Manny Pacquiao. And
outside of myself.
That's right, of course.
Fair enough there.
Of course. But right now they're saying Manny Pacquiao, and you certainly disagree with that.
Well, to me, it'll be Floyd Mayweather, Nonito Donaire, then we might look at Pacquiao.
Okay, who was the second fighter?
Nonito Donaire. He's another guy from the Philippines.
Okay, he's right, and also a very good fighter, but not everyone knows about him because
he's not the congressman.
He's not the congressman, right?
No, but he's the guy that got everything. What I'm telling you about, when you look at a boxer for everything, he got offense, defense. He's knocking out the other champions in his weight class. He ain't just beating them; he's freezing them. You feel me? He
Absolutely.
is actually destroying the other champions in the weight class. Now he fought another guy not long ago from Argentina, who, and I forget this guy's name, but he's the 115-pound champ from Argentina. He would be probably my fourth guy on the pound-for-pound list because he was so good that he moved up 2 weight classes or 1 weight class to fight Donaire, and Donaire couldn't knock him out. And they got mad at him because he wouldn't go out there and let Donaire knock him out. But the guy just skillfully inclined that he's a much smaller guy, but was able to survive with one of the pound-for-pound top fighters in the world without getting knocked out.
Yeah,
and they didn't want to give him no credit for that. But I have to give him credit for that.
Well, I'm happy you're giving him credit on this show. We're certainly giving credit for that. Roy, I want to ask you about your rivals throughout the years, and in particular, Bernard Hopkins. How much of that was real, and how much of that was kind of, hey, to sell tickets? Did you really dislike Bernard at all throughout your career?
No, honestly speaking, Doc, I've got to be honest with you. I never disliked nobody in my career. The only person I disliked for a moment was Montel Griffin, and that was because he quit on me in the first fight. And then instead of saying, you know what, he should say, you know what, Roy caught with a bad punch, and they disqualified him. I won the fight. I became champ, but because it was a bad punch, and he may have not meant to do it, I'm going to give him a rematch and let's find out what happens in the rematch. He didn't do that. He went to bragging, I beat him.
Right.
I did this, I'm going to beat him again. You didn't beat me, you quit, you punk. And then you going to say you beat me? Okay, I'll tell you what, just get him back in front of me. That's what I told you. Just get him back in front of me. I don't care what it is. I'll fight him for free. Just put him back in front of me because I'm going to show y'all what he really is. And that's what I did. That's the only time I ever really was pissed off about a person in a fight. And after that, I was cool because I proved my point. The rest of it, it's cool, but a lot of them hate me, but I already give them to the hate. For what? You know what I'm saying? God gave us all a life. God gave us all careers. This is what I do. This is why I start boxing, because I can have so much fun doing it. I watched Muhammad Ali have fun with Joe Frazier. That's what made me want to box. I'm like, wow, I can aggravate people all day long. Somebody just showed me how to throw my hands. That's why I started boxing. So I never started boxing out of anger. Therefore, all the rivals I have, I never been upset with none of them. The ones that got lucky and won, I still ain't upset with them. Now I want to fight them again, don't get me wrong, because I'm a winner. I hate to lose. Now I fight all of them 3 more times a piece if I could, right now today. But that's just because I'm a winner, I'm a competitor, not because I have hate or anger in my heart for them.
Well, they generally
if
say...
I hate or have anger for fellow people, then how can I expect God to forgive me for the things I do wrong?
That's a great point. That's actually a pretty good Jewish concept we discuss a lot. That's an excellent point. And besides, generally, my understanding is if you go into the ring with hate, usually it doesn't work for you. Sometimes it works against you. Is that correct?
Usually it works totally against you.
Okay. So it's not a good thing to have anyway.
I didn't even hate that dude. It's just that he had just pissed me off. Because I wanted to do something bad to him because of the way he did it. He wasn't very manly like with it, and he wasn't a sportsman about it. So that kind of left a sour taste in my mouth, but I didn't really hate him. I just wanted to make sure I did what I had to do to prove my point. Absolutely.
And I brought this up that pretty much you could end the fight whenever you wanted to, and against Montel Griffin, you said, I think I'm going to end this in round 1, and did so pretty easily.
That's right. I told him, I said, I'm going to go back out there. I think they disqualified me in the 9th round the first time, or the 8th round. Was it the 8th or the 9th?
I believe the 8th.
Whatever round it is, I think the 8th round, I said, I'm just going to go out here and refight this 8th round. That's what I told him at the press conference. So what that tells you? He got stopped in the 8th round. I'm going to go refight the round. Now I'm going to show you what he really looked like if I hit him for real while he's down, or if I hit him for real. Because I didn't hit him that hard when he acted like I knocked him out with the front when he was on one knee. But the ref said protect yourself at all times. All the ref had to tell me was stop, go to the neutral corner. I would have stopped, but the ref ain't saying that.
Right.
So if I turn around and he come from the floor and hit me and knock me out, the ref would have counted me out. And so I told you to protect yourself at all times. So I couldn't walk away while he was there. I didn't know if he was squatting, if he was what he was doing. All I'm waiting for is a call from the ref. I'm not a cheater like that. But since they wanted to try to make it out like I was, I said, okay, I'll show you what I really do.
Well, like we talked about that in Seoul, Korea, that was a terrible decision in the Olympics. I thought that was a terrible decision to disqualify you against Montel Griffin. Was that? I'm sorry, what was that?
What? I said it was. It was a terrible decision.
Yes, and I got to tell you, professionally, you mentioned that in Seoul, Korea, that was your worst moment up until that point. Was Montel Griffin fight, was that also kind of, hey, this is a turning point, this is an opportunity, this is not a good position, this is a low point, and let me turn it around and make it positive?
Yeah, I said them turn this into a positive because they robbed me of my first loss. It's something that shouldn't have happened. Look how they give me my first loss. They're going to rob me and give me my first loss. So disqualify me again. Just like the Olympics all over again. But because of the Olympic situation, it just made me more motivated. I said, here we go again. God telling me on that path again, I guess I got to go back and do something else. It must be something else He want me to do. And I took off again.
Yeah, it's definitely throwing you a curveball, that's for sure.
And you mentioned it, and you almost forgot that that's kind of the only way they were able to beat you, was just throw a disqualification that didn't make a lot of sense.
That's exactly right. All the way they could have got me off the top.
And we know now that you have your fight coming up on December the 10th up against Max Alexander for the vacant UBO Intercontinental Cruiserweight title, dubbed King of the Ring 5 at the Atlanta Civic Center, as I mentioned, on December the 10th. Now, Max Alexander is 12 years younger than you. He's got a 2-inch longer reach. He's about 3 inches or so taller than you. How are you going to take advantage of this younger player, this younger boxer?
Knowledge, speed, and power. That's all I can tell you. knowledge, speed, and power. I'm smarter than him, I'm quicker than him, and I got to be far stronger than him.
Now, Roy, when is this fight taking place, and how can all our fans here in Israel watch this fight and see you do your thing?
It's December 10th, next Saturday. Now, this Saturday coming up next Saturday, December 10th, you go on Ustream.com. It's only like $9, and you can check it out. And whichever country has the most support for this fight on Ustream is the country that I'm going to be looking to come to and fight in next. So I'm making it really exciting and really challenging. Whoever shows me the most support, I'm going to try to come to their country and fight my next fight.
I like that. That's a good idea. Everyone in Israel needs to go to Ustream.
I think it's only fair because if they show you that much fan support and they go on Ustream and buy the fight, then why can't you go fight for them for real?
No, for sure. You can definitely watch this fight on the internet pay-per-view, Ustream.com, Ustream.tv. And if you need more information on this fight, I believe you could also go to KOKings.net.
Yep.
Everyone in Israel needs to go right now and order this fight because we want you to come here to Jerusalem, Israel. Me and Yossi G will give you a tour. We'll take you to a lot of holy places, a lot of historical sites.
And if you like good food, I got a couple places.
Hey, sounds wonderful. Y'all show the most support and support the most on Ustream, then that's where I'll be at my next one. Believe it.
Man, to see you fight in person, that would certainly be a lot of fun. But this has been a lot of fun, Roy. We really appreciate you coming on Lewis Live and Israel Sports Radio. Good luck in the fight coming up about a week and a half. I don't think you really need that much, but, hey, I'll say good luck to you anyways.
Hey, thank y'all so much. I appreciate it. I think all my fans in Israel supported me. Dimitri Toledo for hooking us up, and you guys take it easy and have a good day, okay?
You
Absolutely,
too.
man.
Thanks
God bless. Be well, Roy.
All right.